Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Hospitality Room, or as we like to call it now, THR Live. We're talking college football. Blair Cartwright, Carrie Toby with you. Mr. Toby, we had a whole show planned out. We had talked about it, and then the Big Ten dropped a bombshell. We'll get to that in a minute, but how are you tonight?
I'm doing well, Blair. How are you, my friend? It's too
I'm
bad that,
good.
during this, we call talking season before the games start, right? Before the practices start is talking season. It seems like we're talking now more about things that aren't actually on the field than normal. We're talking about money, and we're talking about new coaches, interim
Yes,
coaches.
which
So
involves money as well.
it does
Yeah,
involve money, right?
we can't
That's
get
true.
away from the money. The only time we get away from the money is the actual game. And then it's back to
It,
talking
it,
about money.
it, And that's even if you don't go to the concessions and spend $25 for a pretzel and a soda
That is true. That's a very good
or whatever
point.
kind of carbonated beverage you prefer.
Yes, yes. We encourage all. All right, let's get right to our topics. The Big Ten. It comes out today. ESPN announces the Big Ten is considering a private capital deal worth over $2 billion, which extend the grant of rights to 2046. I mean, what was your first thought when you heard this?
I thought it was, well, I saw the number first.
Yeah.
And then I kind of gleaned over where it's coming from. And then I read the private equity, the investors, the private investor thing. And I thought, holy smokes, man, what are they doing? That is crazy to get involved with that because
Mm-hmm.
these people don't throw their money around for and not want the money back and then some.
Yeah.
So this is a major deal. I know that Greg Sankey says he looked at it as far as back as 2022 and said it's not right for the SEC. There are a lot of issues with it, but this might actually force his hand. They may be forced to do something. Now, I do know the Big Ten has put in a lot of caveats, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
protections from the investors having control and say over a lot of operations. But even then, how are you going to make that money back? How are you going to
Yeah.
earn enough money to pay back the percentage or the interest on $2 billion?
It's unbelievable. And
It is
2046 is a huge number because everybody thought 2030. Now, it hadn't been approved, and they've got to approve it, which is, that could be cantankerous.
mhm.
But they
Right.
extends the rights to 2046. Everybody thought 2030 was going to be the magical number because that's when all the TV deals come up and the alleged super conference. But if this goes through, that kills the super conference,
Yep.
and it may kill the playoff.
It's I don't want to be, the sky is falling, but
Yeah.
college football has already changed so much, and the professionalization of it that we have now,
Mm-hmm.
it just makes me concerned for where it's going to be. It's going to be NFL on Saturdays. They're going to be moving more games to Thursdays, more games to Friday to get more TV time, to make more money, to
Mm-hmm.
pay off these investors. It's just, this is insane. Unless it's a ploy to move things along or to get some bargaining chips when it does come to the Super Conference 2030 thing.
Well,
I
and
don't
then
know how serious they can be about this.
well,
It's a
it,
lot of money, but you're getting in bed with some stuff that's going to be difficult.
yeah. I mean, because those people are going to want their money back, and how do you
Mhm.
generate it? It's got to be the TV deals, but even then, I mean, that's just well. And the interesting thing too, the Big Ten is the only conference now that has yet to require the members to play 10 Power Four opponents. Everybody else
Right.
is in on that. So with all this money now, the Big Ten just really kind of could become their own entity, if you will,
Yeah. Well,
and go
and they
play.
will. I mean, this is
Yeah,
Big Ten Enterprises is the name of the
yeah,
collection, the conglomeration.
yeah.
So
But when it comes to non-conference, they're probably not going to schedule SEC or, I mean, I don't know who they schedule non-conference. Everybody be lining up though, because you imagine the payday to go to their place.
yeah, but the death of college football. I mean, then all it becomes just Big Ten playing each other, SEC playing each other, um, breaks up into conferences like the NFL. I don't know,
Hmm.
man. It is just going insane with the amount of money
Oh,
that they're talking about. I honestly, I know they're talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be surprised if it goes through. I'll be
Yeah.
surprised if they get the vote cleared and it actually happens.
I would agree
I hope
with that.
I hope I'm not surprised. So
Yeah. Let's let's definitely hope. So we'll see how that plays out.
right.
But you mentioned Sankey. I mean, if that goes through, the SEC's not going to stand pat. What would the
No,
SEC? I mean, the SEC's got to be worth as much, right? They don't have as many
well,
teams, but the fan bases are as passionate, if not more so.
I would agree with that. Now that they've got those big stadiums that they brag about all the time, I think that SEC is going to, since Sankey has looked at it before, he may force his hand to actually do it. I'm hoping that they'll find other ways to raise the funds to generate income. Maybe a conference wide sponsorship for the jerseys, maybe a
Hmm.
conference wide naming rights, different kinds of maybe matchup, different kinds of games. Like I said, adding the Thursday games, more Friday games. Um, I don't know, man. This caught me off the guard today, and I wasn't. I've done some research, but I'm still way behind on understanding exactly what this could mean. And again, they still have to get all the schools to pass it in the Big Ten,
Yeah.
which is now the Big what,
Well,
26? I don't know how many they have.
yeah, it's almost 20. It's just from border to border. I mean, it's a national. It's
Yes,
border to border. But not only that, okay, they're going to get. We'll go back to the Big Ten if it goes through.
right.
You
And if it
you
does go through, I would expect that the Big 12 and the ACC
are done.
do at least a hybrid. Well, they'll have to do something,
Yeah,
right? They might seek their own private equity. So I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. You're going to get all the. You're going to have more money than anybody. So you're going to get the players, the coaches, but you don't necessarily need the boosters that much anymore. But have you traded the boosters for private equity? I mean, there's just so many things. Who's in control?
If you think the boosters were a problem in wanting to control what you do, even if you put it in writing that says, no, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that, they're going to put pressure.
Hmm.
The boosters, they want results, they want wins, they want performance. They're not worried about getting their money back.
Yeah.
These people want their money back.
Yeah. They're worried
This
about
is
the bottom
investment.
line.
They are worried about the bottom line.
Yeah.
I know there was an October 2024 report that said both the Big Ten and the SEC commissioners pushed back on the private equity super
Hmm.
league proposals because saying that the notion of college football is broken is not right because it wasn't broken. So
Hmm.
that was just 1 year ago that they were saying no, we're not doing it. And now here comes the Big Ten, doing it or looking into it. They're
Yeah.
researching.
It is definitely a shot across the bow. So, when back to the SEC, when do you expect something from Birmingham to be announced either yay or nay within before the weekend or
Uh,
anything?
I don't Man, I don't know what's going on in those guys' heads. My perspective, I would say no, because
Hmm.
all the Big Ten did was say, "Hey, we're talking to these people. We're
Yeah.
looking into this." I don't know how serious they are about seeking it. Now, I'm sure that the big conglomeration of the ads, they probably have a good idea if they're serious or not. And if they are serious, then I bet the SEC is going to say something. They have got to. One thing they've got to have had a plan for this,
Yeah.
a contingency set up, knowing always competing, trying to outsmart the other conferences. So if I bet they'll wait and to see how serious it sounds,
Hmm.
and if it seems like it's moving quickly, then we'll probably hear something from the SEC.
Yeah, I would think
And
so.
maybe, but within they'll respond as a comment within the next couple of days.
Yeah.
I believe that, but by the weekend they'll say something. But I
They've
don't
got
think
to.
there will be a plan, a
No, no,
counter.
no. They're waiting to see how this plays out.
Right.
One school that has dipped in to the big budget is Virginia
Mhm.
Tech. The Board of Visitors, not a Board of Regents, Board of Visitors,
Right.
they're going to add 22.9.2 million to the athletic budget, but a lot of that is fundraising.
Yeah. No,
They're
what was the number you just said? Blair?
The overall is
200.
229.2 million
There
to
you
the
go.
athletic budget over 4 years,
Right.
but a majority of that is going to be fundraising.
Yes. So you put that
That's
number out there. You say, hey,
ambitious.
this is how much money we're going to raise. We're going to put this, we're going to throw this into our athletic department. We're committed. And by the way, somebody's got to pay this money and donate over the next
Yeah.
4 years for us to reach this. So it's a goal, right? Or how many years? It's a goal. It's not an actual, this is happening. We're going to try
Yes.
to get this amount of money. If we can get it, this is where it goes. But, we're shooting for the stars.
Yes,
So
because
it
we're also
sounded
looking for a head football coach.
well, that's true as well. Yeah.
And
Oh, fun times, man.
yeah, well, and then, with the whole Big Ten thing, okay, now every conference has got to counter that. The ACC, 2030 again, Clemson, Florida State, and North Carolina have it where they can walk. I mean, we're walking on eggshells right now.
I just want to go watch my team play and watch them play well and compete, right? All of
Yes.
this other stuff is just a stupid mess when money gets involved.
Yes.
I guess it was always involved. We just slid it under the table so nobody could see it for the most part.
Yes.
Not
It was
accusing anybody of anything, by
no,
the
it
way.
was not. It was not spoken of. All right, to our
Right.
next topic, also involving money. Another job is open. Arkansas fires Sam Pittman. Bobby Petrino comes in as the interim coach, and Yurachek again had some interesting comments speaking about money. Let's listen to that now. Well, I thought we were going to. Hold on.
And being able to compete at a championship level, like you said, do you feel like Sam had the financial commitment to be able to win at the level you wanted him to?
You were at the board meeting, and I gave you some statistics where our head coach compensation, our assistant coach salary pool, our support staff salary pool, and our overall operating budget ranked towards the bottom of the Southeastern Conference. I think with that information, Coach Pittman did not have the resources he needed to appropriately compete in this conference right now.
Makes it kind of tough to go out and find a coach when you've just admitted you didn't have the resources for a coach, right?
Yeah, but I thought, isn't there another question that followed that up where he said the next coach will have those resources?
Yes.
So
But it's
that, at least he followed it up with that. But yeah, here's, I racked my brain trying to figure out what's the motivation behind why would you say that? And what does that mean? To me, it means that there were some boosters who weren't going to throw money in the program while Pittman was here.
yes.
So what he got is what he got. And now that he's gone, if the right person comes in, then those boosters are going to open it back up and start throwing more money back at it. And we'll get the resources that Hunter Yurachek says we need. So it is sad that Sam Pittman did not have access to them. But at the same time, there were some issues, right? And some of the coaching decisions, some of the performance. So it's kind of understandable. It's just that is certainly the way of college football today.
Yes. And of course, one of the names coming up, Rhett Lashley, and that'll lead us into our next topic. He was asked about it yesterday.
Where do you stand on that, and how do you react when your name is in these rumors this time of year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't stand anywhere on speculation and hypotheticals. So I'm happy. I've got a great job. I think when your name gets linked to jobs, it means your team has done well, the program has done well. So it's a compliment to what our staff and administration and players have built over the last 3+ years. And then a lot of times there's obvious connections. I mean, if it's your alma mater, it's easy to link names. But I haven't given it any thought because there hasn't been anything to give thought to. It's a great, fair question, but I'm really excited with what we're building here. I'm not discouraged at all by the fact that we're sitting here at 2-2. I think when you look at it, we've got a chance to go 1-0 in the league this year, which would be 9 straight conference games to start the ACC. I think what we've began to build is really fun, and what we can build is even more special. We got an excellent recruiting class that's freshmen right now. We got a top 25 recruiting class in 26, and a lot of guys on this roster that can come back. And so those are the guys that we're focused on. So you just, until there's things to talk about, you don't talk about them. Internally, we haven't said a word about it because in my world, nothing's going on. Outside of the world, there's a lot of that speculation, and that's part of our business, and it's probably not going anywhere.
He handled it well, but he's going to get that.
Well.
He's going to get that question. You and I both have covered coaching searches. He's going to get that question every time he meets with the media.
Every time. And listen, and you and I, we kind of talked about this before as well. That's one of the questions that when we were told to ask that, I wanted to push back on and say, don't make me ask that. Mm-hmm. Because what answer are you hoping to get? You're forcing a coach to lie, to say, no, I love my team. I'm not going anywhere. I'm committed to this where I am right now. We're not going to go anywhere. Anybody can say what they want. I am right here. Or the coach is supposed to say something like, oh, you know what? That's a great question. I like that job. I'm very interested in it. So while my team is still playing, I'm probably going to be talking to this other school. So the only other answer is what Rhett just said. And the problem with that, people are going to keep asking the question because he didn't really answer it, right?
Yeah,
he didn't
or they're going to try to read stuff into it.
Exactly. And I think I may have said this as well. I wish at the beginning of every football season that the AD or the
SID
SID office would have a meeting or with the show, tell all of the press, we're not going to answer any questions about job openings at other schools. Period. Yeah. 100%. If you ask the question, we're going to move on to something else because it's a useless question. It makes everybody uncomfortable. It makes you not believe what the coach is saying. And regardless of whether they deny it or not, it's going to affect the players while they're trying to put a team together. They're trying to win games. It's just a hassle. And I don't think it has a place in college football right now.
Well, and it's a huge distraction as well.
It is.
I mean, we saw. You could also say that the comments in Little Rock by the AD for Arkansas was a huge distraction for the team because after those comments, the team laid a couple of eggs. I mean,
I would agree with that.
I don't know if that's the cause, but the timing of it is unique. But covering a coaching search, it's wild. I mean, you called it something when we were talking earlier, and it was an apt description, but it's just people cannot get enough of it. It's like TMZ for sports fans.
And this is one of the differences, Blair. We're 2 months away from getting a decision.
Yeah.
And we better be 2 months away from getting a decision because if Hunter Yurachek gets on there and says Bobby Petrino has an opportunity, he's a candidate, he's expressed interest, he is up for this position, then you can't in the middle of the season hire somebody else unless let's say that they tank like they did at against Notre Dame, and there's just no performance improvement, and it gets even worse. Yeah. That might lead you to do it earlier to find a coach. Otherwise, we're looking at 2 months of a coaching search with all of the rumors, all of the junk, everything that's going to happen. Plane tracking. I've heard this. Gruden was in town. Nick Saban was in town. Yeah. All of it's happening. Just it's going to be insane. Absolutely insane. Chaos, man.
And it is chaos because everybody thinks that they have. Everybody loves to talk. You get so many. You have sources, and then you have other people telling you stuff, and it's like there's just so much information out there that's not correct. Mm-hmm. It's tough to cover because you want to get it verified 3 times, which is hard to do, and then you have the factions, the money factions. You know, this group of money over here wants this guy. This money wants this guy, and somebody's got to unite them, and it can get very complicated.
And we paint so many. We come up with our own stories. Fans, their own conspiracy theories. Oh, this guy said this, and this guy said this. Well, I know for a fact. No, you don't. Yeah. You don't know unless you sat and had lunch with that guy, and he told you directly that's what's going on. You probably heard it some internet somewhere, and then somebody runs with it. So we're going to hear it. Are we still on again?